Hi, I'm Alice Monet, an astronomer who works with the Friends of the David M. Brown Planetarium in Arlington, Virginia. And I'd like to share some thoughts with you about observing the meteor shower this week. For those of you who haven't heard about it, the shower this week is known as the Perseid meteor shower, and it comes around once a year in the first couple weeks of August, and it's famous for its very bright fireballs. Not every meteor will be a fireball, but the Perseids has more of these than any other shower, and this has made it one of the most popular showers for summertime viewing. A meteor shower, for those of you who haven't sat through a beginning astronomy course before now, a meteor shower happens when the Earth passes through the debris left behind by a comet that has crossed the Earth's orbit, across the path that the Earth follows as it circles the Sun. Comets leave quite a bit of debris behind, little bits of ice and dust, and some of these particles will be caught up in the Earth's atmosphere as the Earth passes through a debris cloud. And as they are captured by the atmosphere and drop to the surface of the Earth, they burn up, they ignite in the atmosphere due to friction. And these glowing bits of dust are extremely bright, especially in a dark sky. And these have been known about for years and enjoyed. They're sometimes called shooting stars. People will wish upon a falling star. That's almost certainly a reference to a meteor. They only last for a few seconds or a fraction of a second, normally. Sometimes if a meteor is caused by an unusually large particle, it might last for a couple of seconds. And occasionally, if it's perhaps as large as a grain of sand, when it burns up in the atmosphere, it could even explode. And those are called fireballs. And they can be seen even in a bright sky. I've seen fireballs at sunset while driving through Washington, D.C. in traffic. They can be very bright. I'm not promising any of those. They're quite exceptional, but your ordinary everyday meteor is a lot of fun to see. So, how do you observe the Perseid meteors? Well, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The first is that while these are bright meteors, the night sky in the cities that most of us live in are also very bright. And so it's difficult to see meteors from a city. If you want to get a good view of a meteor shower, you need to find a dark place. It could just be an open field in a city park, as long as there are no bright lights shining in the park. It could be your backyard if you're lucky and have trees that block out street lights and backdoor lanterns and such. But your best bet is to get out in the countryside if you can. Find a place far away from city lights where the sky is dark most of the night, and where there isn't any traffic, because car headlights or people driving around looking for a dark site could certainly spoil the view. The next thing to know is that you don't require any special equipment. Meteors are in our atmosphere. They fly clear across the sky, and there's no need for a telescope, certainly. That would be a waste. Binoculars are not your friend because the field of view is too small. What you really need are your eyes. You need to keep your eyes open, and you need to be comfortable so that you can keep your eyes open for a long period of time. My favorite way to watch meteors is to set up a lawn chair or a lounging chair, something that I can pack in the car and take to a dark site, or even spread a blanket on the ground and just make myself comfortable, relax, and get used to the dark sky. Your eyes take a while to adapt completely to darkness, and you need to allow yourself time to do that. For me, it takes about 20 minutes of sitting under a dark sky with no light source at all to interfere with my night vision. And I regret to inform you, if you happen to love looking at your phone, that the light of your phone is enough to destroy your dark adaptation. So what you need to do is make yourself comfortable under a dark sky and relax and look at the sky. And don't look at your phone, don't look at the moon, don't look at car headlights, don't look at any source of light other than the stars. And just wait. And if all goes well and you have a dark sight, after about 20 minutes, your eyes will suddenly dark adapt. And you'll know this happens because you'll suddenly see more stars. The fainter stars will become visible to you. And it's kind of exciting when that happens. So give yourself time, get comfortable, and wait for dark adaptation to occur. Once that happens, you can just sit and stare at the sky and wait. Patience really is your friend when you're observing meteors. The Perseids are great because they typically have quite a few meteors per hour. Somewhere between 75 and 100 meteors per hour is pretty typical. So you don't have to wait long. Probably 4 or 5 minutes you'll see something. It might be as long as 10. One thing to keep in mind is that some of the meteors will be crossing the sky behind you or just out of your field of view. Some will be very faint and you might not notice them, particularly if there are any clouds or any stray light. But be patient, and your patience will pay off. Let's see, I think that's about it. I hope that you'll get out. The best time to observe is just before dawn, typically between 3 and 4 a.m. Sorry for those of you who don't like to get up early, but you only have to do it once to see this shower. And the predictions are that the peak of activity for this year's Perseid shower will be the night of August 11th through the 12th. So really the morning of August 12th. So find yourself a dark site, take some friends, a comfy chair, maybe a blanket if you're someplace that gets cool at night, and enjoy the fireworks show. Nature puts on a great show every year, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Have fun.